Let's talk about the four quadrants. All right, so we have this weird thing, right? And I'll explain what it is. So by now you should know what these trig ratios are. Okay, we have sine, cos, and tan. And what these letters tell you, right? They actually represent each trig ratio, except for A. A is a bit different. So A represents all. Okay, so this is all. And what this tells you, right, is if you have an angle from 0 to 90 degrees, all the trig ratios would be positive. So for example, if you had like sine 60 degrees, that would be positive. Okay. Cos 45 degrees, that would be positive. Tan like 1 even will be positive. All right. Now, S is sine, as you might be able to tell. Okay. So from 90 to 180 degrees, sine is positive. So for example, like sine 90, sine 135, you get it, right? It's just in between 90 and 180. And if it's not sine between 90 and 180, it will be negative. So if you had cos 90 as well, this is going to be negative. If you had tan 135, this will be negative. And so the same applies to the rest. So this is tan. So between 180 and 270, tan is the only one that's positive, and this is cos. So between 270 and that should be 360, cos is positive. Okay. So here we have a question to decide which quadrant theta lies and state whether sine, cos, tan are positive or negative. So this is for 300 degrees, and that's in this quadrant right here. And if you remember your quadrants, I should have mentioned it before, but it goes from first, second, third, fourth, and this is the fourth one. So fourth quadrant. Okay. Yeah. Just to clarify, it goes anti-clockwise. And so to figure out if sine, cos, tan are positive, you just gotta look at this. Okay. Also, you have to remember it as well. Do not forget it. So in this quadrant, we only see that cos is positive. So cos theta is positive. Sine theta is negative. Tan theta is negative. All right. All right. So here we have theta equals to 237. 237 is in this quadrant right here. So that's the third quadrant. Okay. We also see that tan is the only one that's positive here. So tan theta is positive, cos theta is negative, sine theta is negative. Okay. Sorry for my handwriting. All right. So before I explain the new things I've added here, I just want to show you um, something else instead. So let's say we had cos 60 degrees, right? Now, if you type this in the calculator or if you use exact values, this will give you 0.5. Now, what's cool about what I highlighted in blue, right? Um, this will give you another angle that will equal to the same thing you had here. So I know that this is a positive number, okay? 0.5 is positive. And so I can either use this one right here, because that's all, or C, because that says cos is positive. But here I'm just going to use C. So here it tells you that you want to do 360 minus theta. Okay, so theta in this case is 60 degrees. So if you did 360 minus 60, that's just going to equal to, oh, you can't even see it, 300 degrees. All right, and so if you typed cos 300 degrees in the calculator, you'll also get 0.5. So that's what these expressions are telling you. Okay, they can help you find angles that will give you the same answer. Just a note, this is called the reference angle or the related angle. And yeah, I'll be saying that quite a lot in this video. Alright, so here we have a question to write the following using the reference angle. So we have sine 330. Now, you need to figure out which quadrant 330 lies in. And I think it's going to be in this quadrant, right, the fourth quadrant, because it's in between 270 and 360. Okay, so I'll be using this. Now the next step is to find the reference angle. And we're going to be using whatever's highlighted in blue here. So I'm just going to write this down. 360 minus theta equals to 330. And so what I'm doing here, right, is I'm finding the reference angle, which is this theta right here, which I want to find. Okay. So when we solve this equation, you should get theta is equal to 30 degrees. Okay. And so the last part, right, is you want to figure out if sine is positive or negative here. So because this is cos, right, therefore cos is only positive in this quadrant. So yeah, sine 330 degrees is equal to negative sine of the reference angle. All right, so here we have tan 230 instead. And so remember, the first step is to figure out which quadrant this angle lies in. And 230 lies in this quadrant right here, okay, because it's in between 180 and 270. And so I'll be using whatever's highlighted in blue here to find the reference angle. So 180 plus theta is equal to this angle right here, 230. And you just want to solve for theta, so bring the 180 over. Theta equal to 230 minus 180, that's 50 degrees. Okay. Now the next step is to check if tan is positive in this quadrant. And it obviously is, right? Because there's a fat t right there. And so the tan 230 is equal to tan 50, okay? I don't have to write negative because tan is positive here, so tan will be positive here as well. All right, that's the 4 quadrants.